What's up, guys? Today we are going to be looking at the top 5 best Roblox FPS games that I could find. So, let's hop right into the video. Okay, in the first game, we are in a game called Big Paintball by Big Games. This is a very simplistic type of Roblox shooter. There are quite a few of gun options, ranging from guns with like actual names like M4, P90, M249, and then they have some much more funny guns like the unicorn gun, fireworks gun, the poop gun. This game is pretty simplistic in the way it's designed, and I rather like the cartoonish look of all of the guns and things you can get. There aren't just guns, there are also radars, which locate an enemy through walls, sentries, which are stationary turrets that automatically fire enemies, drones, which is a drone that shoots at enemies that flies above your head, a nuke, what kills all enemies in the entire map, mini sentry, basically a mini version of the sentry, less health but very small hitbox, care package, call in a care package full of credits, armored sentry, a tank sentry with like 15 times the amount of health, and a minigun, the dark matter sentry, a sentry even faster than the minigun, and extreme protection, also the highest expense. The gameplay is pretty nice. It's a very cartoony feel where the only special move you can do is sprint. Another thing to mind, the pellets that it shoots, or that the paintballs, have a very high drop-off rate, so they drop off very quickly. As you see when you shoot into the distance, it goes barely any distance before it falls back down. Every single time you hit someone, it's a guaranteed one shot, so that can either be very nice or extremely annoying if there are enemies. That's the sentry I was telling you about. While this game is typically it's like a lighter played game, it's not very sweaty as much, and the gameplay is very fun and energetic. The only thing, however, it is incredibly easy to hack in this game, and if you do, it's extremely impossible, because, well, for one thing, if you have aimbot in this, since it's a guaranteed one-shot when you hit someone, it's going to be extremely impossible to get, to do anything about it. So, there's also no vote kick system, so you can't get rid of hackers, and you can, if you shoot through walls, you basically might as well leave. This game is also very pay to win, where if you buy credits, you can buy like the minigun the dark matter sentry, and it is extremely overpowered, and it's like maybe like $100, like real life currency, or 50, I don't know. I don't spend money in Roblox, and you basically can't lose because if it's guarding like a spawn, it takes like a billion shots to destroy. It has a minigun that shoots incredibly fast. Like, it's impossible to dodge. So the main two reasons this game is not very good is it's pay to win, and it is highly used by hackers using aimbots, kill lore in a way, even though you can't get kill lore on Roblox, ESP. But besides that, if you don't get any hackers, no people that only use their mom's credit card, then it's actually quite an enjoyable game to play, and I rate it a 7 out of 6 on the enjoyability scale. On how it's built, I'd say it's around at maybe an 8 out of 6. There are like no bugs that I know about. The guns are pretty good. There's only like a sprint option. You can't even aim down sights. It kind of just zooms in, zooms into your gun. But besides that, it's a pretty good game, and I would highly suggest you play it if you have the chance. Up next, we have an incredibly underrated game known as Bullet Frenzy. Now, this game was originally called Pixel Gun when I first played it, or when I first found out about it, and since then it has updated quite a lot, and they have made some incredible changes to the game. Before, I found it around a year ago when there were maybe 5 people playing. Not even, it had 5 visits, but it was an incredibly well-built game, despite being very unpopular. Now, over the years it has been online, it has actually gained quite a little bit of popularity. And there are currently, I think, 170, like 70 people playing. I'm in a server with only 3 people, because it's better the lower amount of people if you're playing zombies. This game it's very well built. It has a lot of different weapons, as you can see. A lot. Not only that, it also has fully customizable weapons. You can the K2 code. Okay. If you go into customization, you can see there is a whole bunch of sight, muzzle, underbarrel, side, magazine type, ammo type, barrel, and extra categories that you can change. And they all have a bunch of different things. The ammo types actually do things. It tells you what of different things, have a bunch of other things, and this is just with the K2. There are like hundreds of different guns you can choose, and it's a very good game. There are also crates you can get with coins, daily crates, gun case crates. The level up. There's a very nice level up system, and there is a very unique perk system they use where you can get a bunch of different perks depending on what level you are. It's extremely nice, and I really actually like that. There are 2 modes, as I'm aware of, which are PvZ, which is a player versus zombie game, which is what I'm playing right now. As you see, you walk around, and you can kill zombies that are trying to kill you. It's very fun, very satisfying if you have a gun that one-shots. Excuse me while I... Oh, okay. And there is also a PvP type mode where you can basically play against other players with guns that you have equipped. I'm about to die. Okay. Overall, this is a very good game. Well built, enjoyable on the enjoyability scale. It's a high 8 out of 10. The zombies, I think, is the most fun out of the 2 modes, just because it doesn't really require skill, and you can just walk around shooting zombies. Like, who doesn't like that? There's a good level system, a very nice amount of guns, very high customability. There's a lot of options and controls you can do. There are 2 different game modes, which I like, which is actually very nice. Overall, I would give this game around an 8 out of 10. Very good, very fun, very well built. On the well built scale, I would put a solid 9 out of 10. There aren't a lot of movements you can do, but it definitely makes up for with the amount of different weapons and customability that is allowed in this game. Coming in at number 3, we have a very good game that I recently found out about called Weaponry. This is another PvP styled game with 2 game modes, free-for-all and teams. There are quite a few maps, and there are quite a few weapons. If we take a look in the weaponry tab, or you can press H on your keyboard, we can see we have quite an assortment of different guns, ranging from pistols as the R8, Desert Eagle, to shotguns, double barrel, Changeberg 500, to SMGs, P90, Mac-10, to assault rifles, Scar-L, Scar-S, and even the snipers. Quite a large range of different weapons. While this game is incredibly uncomplex, not having any type of ammo types or customability, it almost makes up for in the gameplay and the animations. If we take a look at the reload animation for the R8, a very smooth animation. It also has nice music in the background when you're loading in, when you're looking at the maps. Like, look at this view of the map. Look how amazing this is. It's a pretty well-built game, well-thought-out game. I really like this game. If you want to look at the knife hold animation, look at this animation. Look how long it is. Look how lengthy this animation is. Look how much thought was put into that one animation, the knife animation, that maybe a couple people will use. Here's the G11 reload animation, which I really like, and the G11 is a very good gun. The more you play this game, the more guns you will see which better suit your playing style, which just the best guns in general, and you'll figure out which gun you would want to use. This game can be played in first and third person. While I do recommend the first person, the third person is very useful and very fun to check out actually, so I recommend that as well. Overall, on the enjoyability scale, this gets a solid 8 out of 10 for solid gameplay, reload animation, sounds, holding animations, and multiple animations and gameplay like that. On the enjoyability scale, this is an 8 out of 10, and on the well-built scale, this is a solid 8 out of 10. With the amount of thought that goes into the animations and gun models, the gun models are simplistic, but it's very nice simplicity, and it's not like really like it's not like bare minimum. It's like very clean gun models. Overall, I would definitely recommend you try out this game, and if you enjoy it, then that's awesome. Coming in at number 2, we're almost close to the best gun game, we have Arsenal. A lot of you probably know this game for its simplistic design, gunplay, and mechanics. It's a very good game nonetheless. This features a lot of different modes, ranging from TDM to Concussion Mania, where you can only use concussion rifles, to Randomizer, where you have a random gun each time. This is a very good game that I would highly recommend. While there is no, while the ranking system doesn't really matter, I'm currently a rank 132, but it doesn't give you any better guns or any perks or anything. It just gives you a higher number. This is a game with set guns that you use and set knives you can use. However, you can change the knife since they don't do different amounts of damage. You can also change your skin. I right now have the Joe skin because why not? You can change your announcer, which is like whenever you get a kill or whenever someone kills you, whenever you get a knife kill, whenever you get a headshot, things like that. You can also buy things from the shop, such as melee cases, which is where you buy different melees. Calling card cases, which are basically little cards you get when you kill someone, weapon skin cases, and character cases. This is a very simplistic game that it's very nice. It has only one set special move you can do, which is crouch, which is C. It doesn't have any sprint, so you have to switch to your knife every time you want to go a little bit faster. In terms of hackers, there are very rarely hackers in this game, and since there is no vote kick system, you do have to leave if you want to actually have fun if there is a hacker, because you can't kick them. While the gun models are very simplistic and there hasn't been an update in months, which is why I put this at number 2 and not number 1. It's mostly number 2 because of the gameplay, and the gameplay is quite fun. It's very simplistic. You can't aim down sights or on most of the guns. You mostly have to hip fire, and that's basically it. There are some special guns, whereas they're like spell books. There are rocket launchers. There are concussion rifles, which is basically like a worse rocket launcher. The gun reloads are not half bad. While they're definitely not the best, they're definitely very simplistic, and it's quite a nice simplicity. On the terms of enjoyability, it is around a 8 out of 10. A lot of these games are 8 out of 10s. It hasn't had an update in a very long time. There is almost never any bug fixes. It mostly just has special guns for events like Christmas or the holidays. It's a very good game nonetheless, and I would recommend. Coming in at number 1. Yes, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. The moment you've all been waiting for. The number 1 rated gun game that is on this list. It is Phantom Forces by Stylus Studios. This game has it all. Good reload animations, a lot of different movements you can do, there's a large amount of weapons. Like, there is a huge amount of weapons and customability and skins and everything in this game. There's also secondary, melee, and there's also grenade. One thing that hasn't been mentioned in this entire video is grenades. This is the only gun game that has grenade customability, which is actually insane. There is also a lot of different settings, display and advanced settings. There you can also get a bunch of different skins, and there is a lot of gameplay. We have a lot of modes, going from capture the flag to king of the hill to hard point, and there are also an incredibly large amount of maps. The sounds are very excellent as well. You see the reload. Okay. You see the reload animations are pretty decent as well, and they do update this game quite a lot. There was also a second server for this game. It's called Test Place. It is where stylists can test certain guns, certain features that they're going to add to the game without actually uploading it into the main game. There are quite a lot of, in ranks of complexity, it is around a 9.5 out of 10. There are way more complex games, more like accurate to real life games, more realistic games, but this game keeps the right amount of simplicity with complexity that I highly recommend and enjoy. You can look at the advanced stats. There are a huge amount of attachments in this game, a huge amount of ammos in this game that are specific for each and every gun. There are a lot of grips, accessories, canted sights, stocks, iron sights, red dot scopes, and special sights that is just adds to the complexity of this game, but it's very nice nonetheless. While it will take a hot hour or two for you to actually get the style of this game and what it's all about, once you do, it is extremely enjoyable, and I would highly recommend. I've been playing this game for, I think, 3 years almost, and I am rank 133, which is quite high, and I have gotten to know this game extremely well, and I would highly recommend you play it. In terms of enjoyability, it is definitely a 9.5 out of 10. There's a lot of different guns. If you get bored of one gun, there are like 50 million more you can use. You can also play various types of modes, which is very nice. The modes is a very good option to have. There are a lot of maps, a lot of weapon skins if you want your gun looking fancy. And there are definitely a bunch of stats that will be useful to remember if you want. You don't even have to remember them. Eventually, over time, you will get it. Like how hollow point does more damage, close at range does less damage. Does less damage the further you are, and also has very low penetration. Penetration is just shooting through a wall. So we see shoot here through the ladder. You see the bullet went through the ladder and hit this block. The overall rate of this game is highly recommended, and if you want to check out any of the games, I have their names in the description. Just search it in the Roblox search tab and you will surely find it. These are all relatively popular games, so you will probably be able to find it if you search it. Thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this or find this helpful, remember to subscribe, like. If you subscribe and you comment you subscribed, I will respond to all of the comments like that. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye.